Om Shanti, good morning. Today is the blessing of 11th of January 2019. May you in your Brahmin life be in the combined form and always have a cheerful and careful mood. May you in your Brahmin life be in the combined form and always have a cheerful and careful mood. If in any situation your mood of happiness changes, that would not then be called permanent happiness. Always have a cheerful and careful mood in your Brahmin life. Let your mood not change. When your mood changes, you would say that you want solitude because your mood is like that today. Your mood changes when you are alone. Always remain combined and your mood will not change. Today, as we listen to the blessing, we need to listen to it very carefully and not misunderstand it. Especially when Baba says, let your mood not change. Because it's not a forced effort and we should not feel guilty about our moods. Baba is encouraging us to always stay positive and to fix the inner world if we are not always happy. People become moody for different reasons, and sometimes it is karmic, sometimes it can be due to our health and hormones. So if you find yourself getting moody very often and for no apparent reason, then you actually need to check out your physical health. Sometimes it may be as simple as taking some herbs to calm down the nervous system, or sometimes you may need to talk to someone about it and get professional help. But don't be shy and don't hesitate. And it's better to be a healthy, happy Brahmin than a fake one. So when we have mood swings, we go up and down like a roller coaster. And that's what's tiring. Not the task itself, not the people around us, not the time factor. There is an expression that the biography of the child becomes the biology of the adult. The emotional traumas we suffer in childhood can shape our physical health and the way we react or respond to life situations. And this can even refer to our spiritual childhood. If we are courageous and ready, then we can look at what's happening and deal with it in a healthy way and be free of that curse. So, for example, when I was 20 years old, Dadi Janki had sent me on service to another country. And after a year of being there, I missed London and Dadi and Sister Jayanti, and I wanted to return back to London. So I wrote a letter to Dadi, and those were the days of the post, telex, faxes, and Dadi immediately called me back to London. And upon my return, I did not know what was wrong with me, but I just felt gloom and doom every day. I felt, what's the purpose to everything? When I spoke to one mature English sister, she pointed out that it sounded pretty much like depression. I never imagined that I would ever be depressed, and I did not even know what depression was or the reason why depression occurs. So then, as Baba is rightly saying, if we stay combined and busy in a healthy way in service and with divine company, then our mood can change. So when I got back to London, Dadi asked me to work in Baba's office. And at that time, the Global Cooperation Project was just kicking off and they needed extra hands in the Baker Street office, which was a new office acquired in central London for the project. I began assisting Dadi and Jayanti-Ben in their work in communications and worked closely with them in arranging many things, as well as correspondence. And sure enough, the seva, the creativity, the autonomy, the good company, it really lifted my spirits. Of course, I continue to do my inner work of looking at myself and checking and changing too. So there was that aspect of it as well as the help from the drama. So we've seen many examples of this in the yajna. As Baba says, good company takes you across and bad company drowns you. How seva and good company really do uplift the soul. If we can see relationships like a color palette, then each soul, let's say, is a different color. And if, for example, we are feeling blank, meaning colorless or plain, let's say white, let's say plain white, then as we engage with other bright colors, right, other souls, bright souls, enlightened souls, then their color colors us and our life becomes colorful again. We begin to shine and imagine combining with Baba's great light. He has a full spectrum of light, and so how our life gets colored in his company, right? So we go from being dull to becoming bright, which is bright with all the virtues, all the colors. We have seen many cases where conflicts occur between Brahmins due to moodiness caused by fatigue and tiredness. So one is the tiredness of the body, whilst the other is tiredness due to fighting with Maya all day. For the physical reason, we need to balance our lives a bit. That means exercise, dance, and have more fun. And many Brahmins are actually quite sleep deprived, and as a result, they're stressed. So sleep is a physical need, and when that need is not met, one can become quite irritable and reactive. So just simply, getting more sleep can make you a happy Brahmin, and sometimes that is the solution to our problems, is just get enough sleep, just get more sleep. Because when that need is met, then you have more inner powers to tolerate, be patient, accommodate, etc. And regarding the tiredness due to making effort, right, this battle with Maya, the struggle, then we really need to look at why we are tired, why we want to be alone in solitude and away from others, why two Brahmins cannot live together or share a room. So what is this thing called space that we require? Is it space from others or space from our own lack of self-control and space from our own vices and weaknesses? What is the tiredness of the soul, in the soul? And only Baba can heal that. It's like the wounded soldier who has no energy to fight anymore. And the only healer, only surgeon is Baba. And when we become moody, it's hard to work with others and for others to work with us. In that negative state of mind, everything and everyone is a problem. Like in that expression, when your tool, right, your only tool is a hammer, then everything looks like a nail. You just want to hit everybody on the head. So we should not just say it's a mood and excuse ourselves for it. Sometimes Baba says, we say, oh, it's just my nature. But we can't be excused for that. We can't be excused for just having a mood. We need to look deeper at what is really going on. And I feel if we are here to change, then change we must by troubleshooting the issues. So ask yourself, why are you wounded? And do you want to remain on the battlefield fighting all the time? Or do you want to be on the dance floor, singing and dancing with the drama? Acceptance of the drama. So which sanskar is playing havoc again and again? And am I making effort for the right reasons, or is it a guilt ride? Or am I making effort out of fear of Dharamraj? Do I enjoy what I'm doing, or am I trying to make others simply happy? And if I'm doing it because I have to, then I won't be happy. I have to want to. So am I doing it because I have to or because I want to? I remember in the early days, people would come to Dadi Janki and ask her what decisions they should take for their lives. And Dadi would give them her advice. Then we noticed there came a turning point in the way Dadi dealt with souls. Because Dadi too was, learning her lessons from the situations. And so she began to put the question back to them. She would ask them, what would you like to do? So they would ask her, and then she'd say, okay, what do you think is right? What would you like to do? And in this way, the soul was taking responsibility for the self and not dumping it onto Dadi or the Yagya. So self-responsibility is very important. And there are two ways of making effort, I think, two simple ways of making effort. The push method or the pull method. So one can either fight Maya all day, trying to kick and push her out of our life, which means trying not to get angry, trying not to be arrogant, trying not to have lustful thoughts. Or one can use the pull method, which is to focus on the virtues. So bring in more light, bring in more purity, be more loving, kind, pure-hearted, selfless. Because as we focus on these qualities, we give power to them. So like in the expression, where attention goes, energy flows. And so where energy flows, life grows. And the other aspect is there are feelings and emotions. So we need to be more in a feeling state, not emotional state. Emotions are energy in motion. And mostly these are made up of the vices. The vices make us go up and down, like that roller coaster. But feelings such as pure love and peace and bliss are steady states of being. So does Lakshmi get emotional? I don't think so. And nor do, Lakshmi Narayan scream or shout at each other, because they're always in their state of virtue, in their state of honor. And deities are often known to be royal Buddhas because they smile at everything and not disturbed by anything. So even for Brahmins, people sometimes say that we are fools because we smile at everything. But it is not with stupidity that we smile, but with sensibility. So practice always staying in pure feelings. And then, of course, we get pure feelings back, right? Whatever we send out comes back to us. So mood management is very important. And firstly, we need to eliminate all the physical aspects of mood changes before we can move on to the spiritual aspects. As is the expression in Turkish, aç ayır oynamaz, which is a hungry bear can't dance. So unless all our physical needs are met, we won't even be able to aspire to spiritual self-actualization or happiness. So as Baba said today, be cheerful and careful. Our cheerfulness is actually very genuine. When Brahmins are cheerful, I think Brahmins have the best smiles actually, because our happiness comes from deep within. It's not shallow or for show. And there's an expression that dignity is doing the right thing even when you are alone. So the only thing that gives us genuine happiness and peace of mind, is the truth of knowing that we are living pure and honest lives. Otherwise, no way the soul can experience cheerfulness. If there is guilt, there will always be fear, and fear of such kind does not allow us to be cheerful always. That is why we need to be careful to always choose the best thought and best deed, even when others are not watching. So as we become purer and the burden of many birds are being settled, we will be able to create a stable mood, a stable faith, stable happiness. For this, we need to exercise the intellect more, using the power of discrimination. Choosing the right thing, knowing what is right from wrong, knowing what is good from bad, and then choosing the best in the moment. Our goal is always that we're striving for constant happiness. So do not give away the remote of your happiness to anything inside of yourself or outside of yourself that is not positive. Keep it always with you. And that's the only way we can stay tuned to the happy mood channel all the time. So stay in good company, use Baba more in your life, and stay combined. So let us sit now for a few minutes of meditation. And today I'd like us to create a room in our mind. We call it the happy room. And so once again, turn inside, looking at the array of thoughts that are sweeping past the mind. And I turn the focus of those thoughts to happiness. I choose happiness. I choose to be happy right here, right now. I take myself to a quiet space up above, and here I create a room in my mind. So I'd like you to design the structure of that room. Maybe the room is like a cathedral or a temple, or the room is like a cozy small place where you can just sit and relax. But first of all, just choose the walls of your room. And now decide what you want as the lighting in your room. And how many windows? Is it natural light? Is it sunlight? Or is it some special light that you'd like to bring into your room? Now decide the colors on the walls. What does your room look like? Bring in a chair, a comfortable chair for you and only you. And that is where you're going to sit and be. And you're allowed to put one or two personal objects in the room. So maybe you want a candle, maybe you want a diamond, maybe you want some flowers. Just one or two personal things that you'd like to add to create ambience in your room. And now I'd like like you to sit down in the chair and just fully appreciate this room of the mind. This is your private, personal space that no one can touch, no one can destroy. No one can disturb you in this room. This is for you to come back to again and again and just fully relax. So right now you choose to be in a happy state. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life, but right now in this moment, this is an absolutely pure moment, and you choose to be absolutely happy. And sitting on the chair, you're holding the remote to your life. And you're going to hold on to that remote ever so tightly, because only you will manage the channel of your mind. So just stay here for a few more moments, and then when you're ready you can return back to the world. Om Shanti.